Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Women Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hi and welcome. How are you guys? How's my royalty? Okay, make sure you have some hot or cold patty tea ready to sip on. I take about 25-30 minutes and stuff for each episode. This one might be shorter. Yeah, well, I'm just kidding. Like, I never. But if you're new, I am the Handicapable Black Woman. Check out my Patreon. Yes, I'm going to plug that in a lot more often because I have all my evidence. It's like I'm kind of different from that Christian, colonizing Christian girl who had the nerve to try to mm, dehumanize her professor and insult her professor at but she got the grade she worked for. Like with a lot of my college students, they got the grade they worked for. They wanted the A. Some threatened me for that A. But no, I'm going to give you the grade you worked for. And with relationships, it's like with a lot of people, especially with a lot of the proof that I have, I show the evidence of why they're not in a relationship. I know why I'm not in a relationship. It's because I'm not going to settle. And one issue with the whole red pill, with a lot of this masculinity and the patriarchy and everything like that, the men want to maintain power from back in the day while women now have freedoms, but now some of them want to take away some of those freedoms in order to trap and trick women and force women back into the cages of, oh, heck no, no, it's not going to happen, no. And because JD Vance, oh, and it's like just a few days ago, because yeah, this story is coming in great timing. And yes, my episodes are as messy as my life, but okay. Well, first off, this episode is going to talk about interracial relationships, a little bit about the history. I'm just going to put my toes in it a little bit because I'm going to talk about it a lot, maybe around February 2026. But then also going to talk about the politics of relationships and also your favorite, why I broke up with Mr. No Heart. Yes, of course, I have to bring up Mr. No Heart and also Mr. Lockakey. And also, yeah, there's a few of the colonizing men that I have dated who they try to act like, they're all about black women and their rights and uplifting, and no, especially, oh, another episode that I plan on doing is how a lot of famous Hollywood stars, like a lot of male Hollywood stars, first marry famous female stars. But then a lot of the men break up, divorce, or cheat on them for normal women. And a big pattern of that is they don't like when the woman is getting more attention, when her star is shining a little brighter, when she's getting better roles or higher paying roles, when she's making more money, when she's like, her resume basically is looking a lot better than his. And when her talents are seen, because, or maybe she has better quality of talents, maybe her forte is much more skilled, and like a lot of men don't like that. And especially like a lot, like Nick Cannon is a perfect, like he even admitted it. And a lot of these rich Hollywood stars are admitting that they left or cheated on their spouses because they didn't like their shine. And throughout my dating life, it's like I told you guys about when I first got into when I got accepted to go to grad school. It was, I think, about a year and a half after I finished my bachelor's. And I first started dating that guy, and I already told you about my mom's reaction, which was, oh, yeah, just go catch up. I have over 500, not too far from 600 episodes, so go catch up. But I thought, you know what? I'm excited to tell this guy about my degree, and or at least that I got accepted for the next level of education. And what he told me shocked me. And this is a black man, so it's like right now, okay, this tidbit is not interracial, but he told me it's like you have to choose grad school or me. I don't want a smart woman. Kind of like with these Hollywood stars. It's like these men, they don't want to compete. They don't want the woman to shine. It's like the power structure, the patriarchy within their mind, the red pill that they're choking on is just appalling and disgusting. But then throughout the rest of my dating life, because it's like people say, would date a black man? No, I when black men keep saying you act too white, you're trying to be an Oreo, you're trying to be a Mariah Carey wannabe and everything, and it's like you are stupid to get your education. Why would you get that college education? It's like you're trying to be white because only white people get educated. Why are you trying to invest your money? That's stupid. That's dumb. It's like only white men invest in stocks or invest period. This is all of the things black men have told me. So before you come and try to write me telling me you need to, or they're married, or they tell me that I have to quit my job in order to be with them because they are not going to date or marry a businesswoman or a woman who is going to have a career. They're not, no. And I've been through all of that and more. And so, like, if I went through the list of all the things, a lot of these, oh yeah, or the black man says, I can work, but since I have such amazing ideas, he's going to quit his job, but he doesn't like to cook and clean. Yeah, but he says that he could be the house dad, even though he doesn't like to cook and clean, and he has kids. So when I tell him, it's like, no, you need to take care of your kids. No, they're going to be your kids too. No, shut. Yeah, but then when I told him no, thank you, and I don't think this relationship is gonna work out, that's when he tried to call me out my name. Mm. But okay, let's go to the and because yes, like these examples kind of help me help you guide you towards why some of these colonizing straight men, yeah, all these some of these white men, they have no business dating outside their race because men as a whole already have the issues that I already told you. Because a lot of men have that issue. It's like their ego is tampered with if a woman is talented and smart and goal oriented. If her, it's like a lot of men can't stand when a woman's goal is not just to make him happy, is not just to make his kids or make his dinner or fold his laundry. Yeah. And I'm not that girl. Like, I have so many goals and dreams. But for example, yeah, with Mr. Lockakey, I'll go over his real quick. He was such a waste. Because remember, and the frustrating part is this no good, conniving, despicable, just stupid white guy. He blackmailed me. He forced me, like literally, like cutting into his skin in order to force me to be his girlfriend, threatening his life on a regular basis in order to try to force me to be his girlfriend, creating a noose in order for me to make sure I didn't break up with him, threatening to punch holes in the wall. Yeah. hmm But then whenever there was a discussion about Trayvon Martin, Muhammad Ali, or like even with my degrees or with my goals, and it's like his family would be like, oh, black people don't do this, black people don't do that. I don't know any black people that succeeded, or, oh, I don't know any black people that actually have a degree. It's like, why are you trying to have a degree? That's so stupid. Like, this is what a lot of his white family members said. Yeah. But then his friends were different. Like, especially the female friends were actually at least somewhat supportive. Not one of them, but then she got divorced from her husband because yeah, well, I'll talk about that a different day. Yeah, that's some really dirty tea right there. But yeah, he literally tried to trap me, and just into a relationship I didn't even want to be in. I didn't like, because I told him we can be friends because we met on the dating app, but I saw and told him that we are not compatible, and but then he wouldn't leave me alone. He kept trying. Like, I think I was like, I forgot, did I block him, or did I know I ignored his emails for like a week because he kept writing me, and I'm like, okay, you need to stop. Okay, well, I'm gonna give you a timeout, because at first I and sometimes it just shows how terrible my self esteem was, and the treatment that I was getting at home, because like he kept trying and trying and trying and love bombing so much to the point where I'm like, okay, we can at least maybe be friends, because I was lonely. I didn't have any friends really. It's like, so, and then with my masters, he was love bombing that so hard until I was halfway over, until I was halfway done with, because yeah, once he found out that I was halfway done, once he found out that I might actually finish, that's when he would threaten to punch the holes in the walls if I didn't get up and go with him to the grocery store, or to run errands, or for him to go to his friend's house. Yeah, that's when, yeah, because at first he would kind of encourage me and stuff like that, because, oh, this will force her to be with me. And because first, yeah, first he forced myself into the, well, you know what, yeah, I talk about this so much, so catch up. So anyways, you already know this, or if you don't know this, catch up so that you will know this. And I'll never forget the day that I got my diploma from finishing my second master's, and he was cleaning his shoelaces, and I was trying to show it to him because I already broke up with him kind of, but it's like him and his grandfather, yeah, let's just say there were fleas around. Like, I was trying to clean up a little around. I went by the house once or twice to at least try to clean up, because after his grandmother passed away, it was filthy. It was disgusting. And I remember I cooked them dinner one night. I cleaned up around the house a little bit, and I left as quickly as possible. But then the second time, the last time I ever saw them, my diploma came, and I was so excited to show them and share this with them. And he was just like, he was outside bleaching his shoelaces. And I kept saying, like, okay, can I show you this? And no, wait. I was like, I gotta scrub these out. I gotta make these shine. I gotta make, it's like we all knew he was on that special candy. And so instead I just showed his grandfather. And his grandfather said, I know how hard you worked on that, and I'm very proud of you. Yeah, he was the only one. My ex still never saw my diploma. He never did. Like, instead, because I remember finally came into the house, and I'm like, see, and he was like, no. He was just like, no, look at my shoelaces. Look at my shoelaces. Look how white they are. Aren't they amazing? Look how white they are. And he's like, oh, you're trying to show me? I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. Why would I want to see that? Look at how white my shoelaces are. And so right then, right then, but normally when people come in and out their house, they go through the back door or whatever. And I was done. I remember I packed up my stuff, and I said goodbye for good to the because I told the grandfather, I, I tried to come by to help you guys as much as I could, but I was like, I can't even do that anymore. And so I told him, I was like, I hope everything turns out better. I hope his son or his grandson finally, kicks special candy and everything like that. And I remember he kind of like held my hand a little bit, and like he congratulated me again, and he told me that I did not deserve the treatment that he was giving me or whatever. But yeah, it's like, and don't forget, his stepmother is the one who called me the N word on more than one occasion. His ex girlfriend told him that he is no longer pure because he was with me. And then his now wife, like when I was trying to get the money that he owed me, called me the N word on several occasions. And yeah, it's just because with Mr. No Heart, you have to remember what his mother said. The only reason you got into college is because you're black. And while her son, my ex, dropped out of college, he escorted himself out. And when I got my adjunct professor job, she said it was only because I was black. Everything good that I worked so hard on, she said I only got because I'm black. But then also when she would watch Fox News and all of the Republican news stations and things, and it's like whenever it was like a black person who did something wrong, she would turn to me and tell me, "At least you're not one of them." And sometimes my ex would walk around the house or at his house and stuff, and he would say like some grape soda jokes or some kind of racist jokes. And but I mean, yeah, you guys have to remember, I created quite a few episodes, even about the Martin Luther King Day. Listen to the Martin Luther King Day episode that is about him at work with that one woman. Yeah, go listen to that episode because there are so many situations where, like, he kind of reminds me of JD Vance because, I mean, some colonizing men are racist, but they still want beautiful women that are black or people of color. It's like they love the exotic, quote unquote. Like, yeah, sometimes they like the difference. They think it's exotic. They think it's cool. They don't respect us. They don't like our culture. Because my ex, and that's the thing. My ex hid his bigotry until we were in a solid relationship, until around year 3 or 4. That's when some of the bigotry started coming out. Mr. Lakaki, like that started like year 1, but every time I tried to break up with him, he would threaten that he was going to eliminate himself from the earth. Every single time. And even, okay, one more thing with Mr. Lakaki. As you guys know, if you've been listening, after I broke up with him, I wanted my money back. He keeps begging for me back, and I'm like, no. The way you've treated me, no. And I was like, the only reason I was with you is because you forced me to be with you. And I'm like, I just want my money back. And he was like, well, if you want your money back, you have to get back with me and sleep with me a certain amount of times if you want your money back. Yeah, and he was like, you have 2 weeks to make up your mind. And if it takes you longer than 2 weeks, I'm going to double the parameters. Yeah, that's the kind of man he is. And he has a daughter now. It's like part of me hopes that his daughter finds a man just like him. Because whenever I tell a man that, they get mad at me. Whenever I tell men that have tried to date me or dealt with me or they forced me to date them, whenever I tell them I hope their daughters find a man just like them, they go off. But yeah, yeah. It's like I would feel bad for her because, yeah, that would be one of the worst relationships any woman can be in. But yeah, anyway. Because, yeah, Mr. No Heart has 2 daughters too. And for the youngest one, yes, I hope she does meet someone just like him. The oldest one, yeah, she ended up disliking me, hating me, or whatever, and being slightly racist to me after I broke up with him. Before that, we were like two peas in a pod. But the way she was able to switch up and be racist right after, she kind of, yeah, she's just like her grandmother. She's just like her grandmother. But I don't know, it's just with Mr. No Heart, he would brag that he never had to learn African American history. He bragged about it. He gloated. He thought it was so cool and amazing that he never had to learn any of the issues of the African American culture. Yeah. And when I told his mother about like the times I was pulled over by police, the one time I was called the N word by the Royal Oak police officer, and then the one in Flint or near Flint who told me to get out of the car and fondled me for about 15-20 minutes. All like, and yeah, he pulled me over because of my college graduation tassel. That's why he pulled me over. And he emptied out my bags. My car was like, well, my car was already kind of a mess because trying to work so many jobs and anyway. But yeah, he made it more of a mess and he kept saying, "This is your car. I don't think this is your car. This can't be your car." And yeah, he was absolutely awful, mean, terrible, dehumanizing, despicable, and a bigot. Yeah. And then the time when the police officer followed me all the way home, it was a 15-minute drive, or he saw me 15 minutes away from my house, followed me all the way to the house, blocked me in the driveway, turned on the lights. Like I just talked about this story within the last couple episodes, so go listen to that because it's a nightmare and it's traumatizing. But his mother's response was, "That's not racism. They probably just thought you were so pretty." That was her response. That was her response. And but then at the same time, it was really funny because yeah, they don't like our culture, but they want to mix with our culture. Because his mother would also tell me, "When are you gonna make me a grandchild? The mixed ones are the cutest. I know you're gonna make me some cute grandchildren." Why in the why in the world would I ever want to make a grandchild for you? Why? Why on earth? You hateful, awful, terrible bigot. Why would I? No. No, 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 no. And oh, yeah, your son threatened me. He threatened that if I ever tried to adopt or foster or try to have his child, he would break up with me. So, yeah, I don't even have to worry about that. Unless he slips up. Unless he slipped up. Right, Mr. No Heart? But yeah, the because oh yeah, the one time I was at the she took us grocery shopping and because like or we were up north visiting and she had to go get some things and she wanted me to tag along, but oh first we went to the mall and I went to buy something and the lady at the register, she kept staring at me and looking at me really weird. And oh their town feels like a sundown town. It's like the way they stared at me. Oh yeah, because even that part, you know, the town's racist when they see me and they're staring at me so vile and evil and just so, you just know they're bigots to the point where the oldest daughter walks away crying. And she, when I say crying, she was crying. But no one went to go and check on her. I had to go check on her. I had to tell her about racism because she's the one. Why are they staring at you like they're such racists? She's the one who knew it was because of racism. She was like, "Why are they? Why?" It's like I didn't know racism was still this bad, and it's like she is just melting down, and the family members are just looking like they're just watching. They hear her crying, they hear her getting emotional, and they don't care. They don't care. And so I'm the one calming her down. while getting glared at because it was like at some kind of 4th of July event. They were singing and acting like I don't even know. It was just it was mostly tear like okay, in my opinion, it was it's like this what makes me glad I'm where I'm at. Yeah. But anyway, I was the one calming her down, and she's asking me about why all of these people are such awful racists. And then, oh yeah, when we went to the restaurant after a camping trip or whatever, the mom took us to breakfast or whatever. And first we had one waitress, and then she saw me. She refused to serve the table because she wasn't going to serve a black person. So then they had to change it to another waitress. Yeah, that was comfortable. Yeah. And then even when when I wrote the rough draft, the very very extremely rough draft of my novel, my ex, he told me, I'm only going to read it if you publish it. And then with my business ideas, every single one he put me down. And when he wanted to own a business, oh, he wanted my money. And he begged and talked, and he would not allow me to say I'll think about it, or we need time, or let's wait, or whatever. But it's really funny because once I agreed, like, he kept wanting me to just jump when he said jump, and for me to just for okay, he wants me to go through the first steps in a hurry, but now he wants me to wait. No, once you say that you want to start this business and you keep bothering me time after time or whatever, no, it's time to get busy. It's time to get done. No. It's like, especially when it's my money, when now, like, I know he owes me like $2,500 to $3,000 just for the business. He owes me gas money too. Yeah. He owes me a lot of money. A lot of money. Yeah, he does. But it's like, if you're gonna tell me to spend all of this money on my credit card because his credit score was so terrible, and he had no money because he didn't save any money and everything like that, yeah. hmm But then he's gonna take advantage of, and then his it's funny because him and his mother, back in the day before 420 was legal, they would be smoking it together. They would be breaking the law together, but then they would have the nerve to try to blame the 420 situation on black people, but they were the ones who did the same crime. My ex used to grow it before it was legal. hmm He told me, he was bragging to me, he was a second top seller in his area. But part of me kept wondering, how come you're so broke right now? Then it's like, you're not, because I already knew he's terrible with money. Because how come, if you were the second top seller, you didn't invest any of it? You didn't say, like, what? And but then it was really crazy because he told me he was never going to be my white knight and everything like that, and he was never going to help me out, or he didn't want me to stay at his house or whatever. But okay, real quick, but I'm gonna try not to do a part two, but okay. He didn't want me to live with him, but he wanted me to buy a house. And I kind of realized later, no, he wants me to buy a house because he wants to move into that house. And then also with money, it's like he told me that he was never going to be my white knight with, trying to help me out if I ever needed gas money or whatever. But at least once to 4 times a month, he would ask me for gas money. Like sometimes every weekend he would ask me for gas money. But then he, like, the two times I needed it, no, he refused. And there's so many other examples of when I had, like, oh, got his vehicle out of repo. Yeah, I did that. But then when my car was overheating after he broke it after the oil change, I said, and things like that, yeah. Did he help me? No, he told me, call your father, and hung up on me. Thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.